Hi everyone, we're going to be starting our Art to Remember project, and we're first going to be listening to the story The Dot by Peter Reynolds. I often start the school year with this story because I happen to think it's a great book. But I'm going to put this aside because we're going to listen to it another time, and we are going to be making dots or really big circles. And on your paper, the first thing you need to do is fold it in half and fold it in half a second time. So now it looks like a book. After that, we're going to open it up, and now our paper is ready. And you have 4 sections. You're going to need a pencil to write your name on the back. And then we're going to flip it over, and you're going to be ready to paint. You're going to be seeing a couple different things at your table. This year, I'm going to show you it in my camera first. We're going to be using these paints. This is tempera cake paints. And you're also going to see a sponge, and then the cup of water with our paint brushes. I'm going to explain what the sponge is for in a minute, but I'm going to move these things out of sight of my camera so I can get back to my paper. So, I'm going to try to put it so you can see, maybe if I put it like that. How's that? So I'm going to begin, and my sponge is right up here. I'm going to take my paintbrush and maybe just wipe it on that sponge to make sure it's nice and clean. I'm going to start in this section first, and it doesn't matter what color you begin with. I'm going to start with red. So I'm going to get some red on my brush, and I'm just going to make maybe a small circle or dot. In this section, I'm going to still have that red paint. And this time I'm going to make an outline of a circle. And I'll have to go back, get more paint. I'm going to clean my brush off, maybe wipe it to get any extra red paint off. And now I'm going to switch colors. I'm going to start with orange this time. And maybe I'll do a little bit of a bigger dot here. And then I'm going to do an outline of a circle here as well. There. So this is just your start. I'm going to go to my next paper that I've already begun. So you can see I've started a little bit differently on these, but I'm going to continue. And now I'll try and go to the green. And I have a choice. I'm going to go around this one maybe. And you are making concentric circles. So the circle is getting bigger and bigger as we go along. And don't worry if your lines are a little wobbly. It's not a big deal. And I'm going to switch to blue now. Tempera cakes are kind of nice to use. They're not really messy. And they come out to be a little bit more of a solid or opaque color compared to using watercolor paint. Is that? So what you're going to do is continue around like this. Now I want to show you on this one, I want this one to be purple. So what color do I need to make that purple? Blue and right, blue and red. So I'm going to take some red on my brush, and I'm just going to go over the top of that, and it'll begin to change to this deeper purple. So I'm going to continue on. I have another example. And you can see in this example, I've started to finish up some of my circles. So again, I want to continue until I have filled my space to the way I like it. mixing, changing colors. Now, of course, there is a brown tempera cake. You're not going to want to use that. You want to try to keep things nice and bright. And I'm going to repeat this red. And the yellow is still kind of wet, so when the red touches it, let me clean my brush, you know it's going to make orange. And then I'll pick a background color. Ooh, I'm using green again, and I'm just going to go around that. So of course I don't have everything finished, but hopefully you get the idea of what we're doing. So once this is dry, we will put it in the dry rack. Have fun painting!